Hey, Jeff here, your reviewer of New England brews. Welcome back to another review today from the New Hampshire Smuttynose Brewery. It's their Big Beer Series Wheat Wine Ale. It's a seasonal ale that's available in the fall and the early winter every year. It is kind of a variation on the style of barley wine and on wheat. It's kind of like the American wheat and the barley wine style thrown into one. Now, I've had this one before. I will try not to make too many faces. I gotta say at the start of this review that barley wine is not really my favorite style of beer. It's just a little too powerful for me. But this is the Smuttynose Brewery of New Hampshire. I like to give it a chance anyway in one of my reviews. Comes in at an ABV of, this year, it changes every year. This year it's 12.0% alcohol by volume, ABV. So let's pour it into kind of a wine glass, considering it's called a wheat wine ale, and see how it goes. Of course, make mine a smutty, and that is their iconic logo, and the one you see on all of their gold caps. Top off, set that aside, a little bit of smoke going on, a lot of carbonation going on inside the bottle. Time to give it a pour. You can see some smoke briefly as I begin the pour. I don't think I'm going to fill this up too much just because I'm going to have to take a while to finish this one, only because of my particular issues I have with barley wines. But anyway, try to review this in sort of a neutral way. But anyway, you can see here, it has a nice color to it. It's got an amber orange pour to it, a bit of copper going on. Well carbonated for the most part. Not a whole lot of head on this one. It's kind of more of a ring of head going around the outside of the glass, and there's also not a whole lot of lacing going on here either. All right, let's give it a whiff. Oh yes, there's definitely a really strong aroma of alcohol. I don't really notice the wheat as much as I thought I might. I do notice the barley piece, but not so much in the area of wheat. But the alcohol is definitely the aroma that I get most of in here. Let's give it a taste. You know, I had this one last year, and it really made me pucker up and kind of wince a bit, but I gotta say, this year seems to be a much better batch, at least from my perspective. That's not to say that I'm a huge fan of this style, but it does have a real, you know, kind of the body is sort of slick, kind of like that wine, you know, clean wine body that you get when you drink a wine, which I guess makes sense. Taste-wise, though, I gotta say the alcohol really is the lead aroma. It's got a strong alcohol scent, you know, like a grain alcohol or kind of a rubbing alcohol, but at the same time I do notice a bit of the barley in there as well, and the hops are pretty strong but in the background. Has a pretty good body, as I already mentioned. Not much of an aftertaste, I will say, but definitely you get a feel for the 12% ABV. You really notice the alcohol on this, and for those of you who like your beer that have a kind of an alcohol that's masked or kind of muted, then again, you might not like that, but if you don't mind barley wines, you probably will like this. It does mix the two styles all right, but I gotta say, I don't notice the wheat. And they're promoting it as a wheat wine ale, and they promote it in their marketing as a combination of the wheat style and the barley wine style. But to me, it's more like a barley wine, and I barely notice any wheat going on here at all. So in that regard, I think it's a bit of a disappointment from that perspective. As far as the style, I think if you like barley wines, you might like it all right. You know, I have to really kind of look at it from the style as opposed to my own personal taste buds, because my personal taste buds do not go well with barley wines, as I've already said. But, you know, this is going to be something that might be nice with a good meal. You know, serve it with a nice meal, dinner, or something like that. Kind of like you might do with a wine, a good meaty meal or something like that. Might work out pretty well that way. So, All right, that's it for that. This is the Smuttynose Wheat Wine Ale, the 2010 batch. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time.